I was just thinking about what kind of people are you? About in church the other day, this taller guy with gray hair, taller than me, said he went to Penn Valley High School. And I was just thinking about that. This other guy, big guy, bigger than me, stuck his hand out, like a high five or a slap, like I'm gonna walk up to some stranger I don't know, like he's on the football team, run by and slap him, like. See, these guys all think it's something that really, you know, I think what that guy was trying to do is try to get me to go run by him and slap his hand so he could say, see, he thinks he played football and they're just a bunch of, see, he's a dick or something. Because, these guys are too stupid for me to even acknowledge, with their little stupid bullshit. I remember I used to play pool at this. Yeah, I played football before and I quit in junior high and I'm 5'9", 160, 55 pounds there, and I was a lineman. And I never planned on making my $1 billion as a football player, and it wasn't done back then. Maybe nowadays they do make quite a bit of money. It is documented. So if you're in high school now, you can see the money out there. But still, there's more money right now in hedge funds than football players. So which is more intelligent? To make money? Yeah. Okay. End story. But anyway, Penn Valley High School. There are these two guys, a male nurse and a biology teacher at Penn Valley, I think, at the point down there by the plaza, in between Westport and the plaza. I used to go there and play pool. And this kind of guy with kind of like a hippie haircut was a teacher. He was kind of a nice guy. I'd play pool with him. And then his buddy, his student came up, and he was a male nurse, and he'd been a carpenter, and I think he says he was a realtor at J.D. Reese Realtors. He comes up to me and says, I could kill you. I could walk up with a needle of drugs and just stick it in you and kill you. I was like, huh. This guy, Penn Valley High School. I don't recall if I said anything other than I was a realtor and I was in there to have fun playing pool. And some people mouth off to you, but no matter where you go, church, a bar, it don't matter. Of course, anybody could kill anybody. Anybody could buy a gun, get a gun, access to a gun, and shoot somebody dead. Anybody could do it, no matter how big or whatever. I mean, almost anybody who's physically capable of shooting a gun can kill somebody with it if they can get access to one. So what's this little male nurse's point? Penn Valley. I think they both went to Penn Valley. It's making me think of this. You know, Penn Valley junior college degree is better than a high school degree, isn't it? Well, I say it is. But it's not as good as a 4-year mechanical engineering degree at Oklahoma State or a master's from Purdue Granite. A master's from Purdue Granite's in no way a junior college. Some people have said that to me. When I was in jail, there was this taller than me skinny guy. I don't know, he's 6'2", 3, kind of skinny. He kind of mouthed off to me when we'd be shooting baskets. They had a little area where once a day for an hour you'd be able to go out and get rec. They call it rec, where you can exercise, do something. They had a basketball going there. It's kind of like a garage door on the ceiling. They'd open up to let fresh air when it was warm enough. And we'd be in there playing, basketball. And then this dumbass looking guy, he's kind of like tall and skinny, taller than me, 6'2", something, skinny. He had a hole in his throat, and he was like a gross looking motherfucker. His hair was gross. He was disgusting. He started picking shit with me on the basketball. We were playing basketball. He'd be flipping me shit and stuff, acting like he's something. He was just a grotesque fucking high school graduate, I found out. And then I complained about him bugging me because if you get into a fight in there, you're going to get locked down yourself, whether you start the fight or in defense. You're going to get stuck in lockdown, maximum lockdown. It's no fucking fun, which I was a couple of times. So I complained about this guy, and he'd still make cracks at me and shit. And some of them would try to pick fights or call me fag or something. I try to ignore him because I don't want to. Even if I was not physically scared of any of them. But if I get into a fight, whether I win or lose or start or defend myself, I'm going to get in worse trouble, and I didn't want it. But anyway, I finally said to this guy who was mouthing off to me one time, I said, "What do you got that hole in your neck from? Are you a drug dealer? You're talking to this other guy who brags about taking all these drugs, and when he gets out of here, he's going to do tequila shots and all you're all fucking idiots, because you can kill yourself. The guy's already fucking, you know, almost dead anyway from his drugs and shit." So the guy with this hole in his throat, tall, skinny kid. He says, "Well, I was in a car accident. That's how come I have a hole in my throat. When I was in high school graduation, me and my buddy were out drag racing, and the brakes on the car were not working properly, and the car crashed, and the claw of life had to get me out of the car crash, and that's how I had this. I had a terrible, debilitating car accident, because we were out partying at high school graduation drag racing. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought he had a hole in his neck on purpose because he smuggled drugs in there or something, you know. Because he talked like an idiot and all this drug shit he was bragging about, making money. So then this, and then he was trying to be buddies with me. He was going to give me money to bail out and want to be my buddy and everything. This guy was fucking like either bad mouth me, he's picking a fight, or he's like trying to kiss my ass and be a buddy with me. He was disgusting anyway. So finally they were talking about this shit, and some of these guys thought they were tough guys with their junior college from Johnson County, and the average ACT score at K-State's not worth going to, because Johnson County Community College is better than that. Well, whatever. Of course, said my degrees, I said, I got my degrees, and, well, all these different stories. But anyway, I said to this guy finally, I said, well, if you graduated from high school, that makes you better than a high school flunky out of high school. Because as far as I'm concerned, anybody who says degrees don't matter is the same thing as a flunky out of high school. So, I mean, if you disrespect anybody's degrees, you see, a lot of people disrespect my degrees, almost everybody. Almost everyone I've ever met in my life disrespected my degrees. So that's kind of like, well, I'm on house arrest right now because they're disrespecting my degrees at Merrill Lynch, Smith, Barney, Payne Weber in Kansas City and the Securities Commission in Topeka. And a lot of other places that have evaluated me, the courthouse, the jail, the mental hospitals, disrespected my degrees, and I can't tolerate it. But anyway, what's the difference between you and everybody else? I mean, what's the difference between you and everybody else? And if you start saying something that's irrelevant that means nothing, which is what a lot of people say to me, so what? So fucking what? The difference between you just said something that's nothing. I don't know. Everybody's got something about them, don't they? Everybody has something about them personally they think that makes them something special or different. I guess that's why they say birds of a feather flock together when in Rome, because when you're a room full of idiots who think that meaningless things matter, and people like me with my degrees don't matter, or some dumbass who got a nursing degree from a junior college, they're doing something noble. Well, they're not doing something noble if they're going around trying to kill people and using their, you know, competition, and they just get their, inferior degrees to go around and kill people because they think they can get away with it and other people want them to because the other people want them to because they'll justify it for their religious or their belief that, you know, because they're inferior too. So they talk to other people and doing shit for them. And the guy who claims to be my dad does the same shit. Everybody does the same shit to me. Try to talk me into doing shit or bad mouthing other people. And I mean, the first thing, as far as I'm concerned, anybody says my degrees don't matter is nothing, zero credibility, flunked out of high school, and that there's so many people like that, and they're criminals, and they're in charge of the law too in the courthouse. So what kind of people are you? What am I supposed to do about this? Tell me, what am I supposed to do? Where do I go to get my $1 billion, my 2050 billion? Where do I go to get these people the justice they deserve? Because there's no justice here in Johnson County or Kansas City. Where is justice? What kind of people are you?